All right, so I am not a woman of big gestures, so I'll keep this very short. I'm summarizing things 2022 and 2023 probably in like 5 minutes maximum. So in short, I want to mention what happened early 2022. I don't know, Simon here. Simon is still here, waving his hand. He is now the house manager from January 21. So over 1 year, this house has actually been run by AWL. To us, when we started in 2014, the house was really, really important. And then over time, we had more and more international contacts. So with that, it's difficult to do both. So, but 2 years ago, we started talking to Akademiska Hus, if we could find another solution that the house could still be around. And thanks to a colleague of Simon, Styrbjörn, this actually happened. So from January 2022, EWL, the working lab, is running the house, making sure that tech startups in Stockholm still has a place to go. Cheap, practical, very friendly and familiar with people. So I think that's a really, thank you very much, Simon, for making sure it happened. So we have about, I think, 20, 25 companies in the house. And all the companies who are in the house are automatically members at things. Brilliant setup. And we also try to help people finding the house too. I think that's really important. So without that, we would probably only be digital at this event. Then I want to mention, there's a couple of things here. Startup for Climate. We've done that now for 3 years. We've run it. That's a collaboration with Krondahl and Levio, where they hand out 1 million SEK each to 2 companies each year who are pushing the energy transition. I can't mention that enough. It's a really great setup where we can actually help companies pushing faster to a climate, working climate society. I'm involved also in 2 projects. Sweden Sustainable Venture Day. I can mention that also as we have a couple of investors here in the room. 31st of May, that's going to happen. It's an investor event only. We were able to get rid of the registration fee. So don't miss out, you people with billions of dollars on the pocket that doesn't want to pay for entries. It's available for you to join now. But as I said, it's an investor only, so we'll be pretty strict on other startups joining. Connected to that, you can see a similarity in the logos here. Sustainable Energy Action, that's a project we run together with Sting, KTH Holding, KTH Innovation, Ignite Sweden, to also help, I think it's a 3-year project now, help sustain tech energy companies to move faster. We are, well, you haven't missed this part, right? The whole space stuff, it's pretty difficult not to notice today. So we're actually involved in 3, I'm saying we as Things and Sting. Things is running Space 2. It's a pilot to support the Swedish space ecosystem. We're also working in casino matchmaking, and I'm also helping out with Sting with the business accelerators. We're in 2 out of 3 casino projects, which is European Union projects. And Desiree is no longer here. We work a lot with OISPA there as well. This is about making sure that, well, both of them are helping European space startup scale-ups to grow faster. Analytic Mission, and that's also one of our, it's like in a development of the startup for climate setup, where we actually not only identify a couple of great winners for the company we collaborate with, but we also move it all the way through to MVPs, working MVPs. We've done this now 2 years, and I think it's really amazing to see how this is done together with Hitachi Energy, how Hitachi Energy allows us to kind of push the project forward so they can get stuff out in real life quicker. One of the first year's winners is a Japanese startup that is a member with us. And I think they're already heading for international growth in that, launching that product. Sweden Innovation Days, of course. That's Ignite Sweden running that. That's going to happen now, 21st, 23rd of March, so next week. And last but not least, Deep Tech Alliance. I don't think you've mentioned Deep Tech Alliance today, Magnus.
Probably did.
You must have, because Deep Tech Alliance, we've Things is a Swedish representative of Deep Tech Alliance, which is a European independent alliance. All these European countries, we're so small and we all stick to ourselves and we have difficulties collaborating across countries. We try to get rid of that. So we're right now 9 or 10 countries. Things in Sweden, that we also have a representative in Norway, Denmark, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Spain, France, and now Slovenia as a recent country, where we create programs. So right now we have a clean energy program that just closed for the applications. We have just below 20 startups, I think, participating. And we've actually had to close the door for the corporates participating because we can't handle too many. So that's a pretty nice, we're onto something really good here.
And they pay.
And they pay.
To participate.
The startups pay a symbolic amount, but still, and the corporates pay. There's no free lunches in the real world, I would say. Industry Corporate Program, that's going to be run by us in the fall. So keep an eye open. I can also mention in the Clean Energy Program, we're actually going to host the final summit here in Stockholm on the 7th and 8th of June, which could be relevant to some of you. We're really happy about that because that will bring international corporates and international startups in clean energy to Stockholm. So Magnus, that was 2 years in what, 5 minutes? Yeah, because whatever we did in 22, we're so good, so everyone wants us to do the same thing the next year. So, and thank you very much. See you next year.